Hi everyone, welcome to the History of Football channel. Today I'll be doing another video as part of my Forgotten Football Ground series. Last time out I did Underhill Stadium, the former home ground of Barnet. If you haven't watched that video yet, go and check it out. But tonight's video is going to be the Old Showground, the former home ground of Scunthorpe United. Scunthorpe United were founded in 1899. In 1910 they merged with local rivals North Lindsey United to become Scunthorpe and Lindsey United and joined the Midland Football League in 1912. Evidence shows that the Old Showground site, situated in the centre of Scunthorpe at the junction of Doncaster and Henderson Avenue, was hosting events including the annual Scunthorpe Show as far back as 1867. When first taking over the site in 1899, Scunthorpe paid an annual £10 rent fee. The site was also initially simply known as the Showground, but it is unclear when the prefix Old was first added. There were two separate efforts to have the ground demolished in World War I to be replaced with houses or allotments, but these efforts were successfully fought off by the football club and local benefactors. Following the resumption of peace and football, Scunthorpe and Lindsey United officially bought the ground from its owners for £2,980 in December 1919, down from the original £7,000 asking price that they recorded 3 months earlier. In the early 1920s, the entire West Stand was burned down in a fire, which also included the changing rooms and team player kits. The club was also in debt by £760 after 2 new stands at the Old Showground were built around the same time. In November 1924, the ground was almost sold to developers, but at the 11th hour, it was agreed that all players would take a pay cut, and the Barnsley Brewing Company agreed to take over a £400 mortgage owed on the ground. With competitive football suspended following the outbreak of World War II and large gatherings banned in coastal communities, the Old Showground hosted arch rivals Grimsby Town as Blundell Park was out of action. Highlights of Grimsby Town's time at the Old Showground included 15,000 spectators attending the Mariners' 1942 Football League War Cup semi-final against Sunderland. The Old Showground then hosted Football League football for the first time after Scunthorpe and Lindsey United's successful election to the Football League in 1950, with the first match being a 0-0 draw against Shrewsbury in the 3rd Division North. In March of the club's 1957-1958 3rd Division North title-winning season, the second devastating fire in the ground's history arrived, with manager Ron Stewart only finding out after a group of local children burst into his office and told him the news. The entire wooden East Stand was completely destroyed, but just 5 months later its replacement had been opened. Britain's first ever cantilever football stand now stood on the ground's eastern boundary, built at the nearby Scunthorpe Steelworks, in time for now the renamed Scunthorpe United's first ever 2nd Division fixture, a 1-1 draw against Sir Alf Ramsey's Ipswich Town. It was also noted that during this era, the Old Showground earned a fearsome reputation for being a difficult place for visiting teams to come. Following on-pitch and financial struggles throughout the 1970s and 1980s, plus stringent new safety measures introduced following the Bradford City Stadium fire, including the banning of wooden grandstands, the club's board unanimously voted that renovating the Old Showground to modern standards was not financially viable. It was instead decided that the club would seek a move to a new stadium altogether, with final permission for the new Glanford Park site granted by Glanford Borough Council's planning department in January 1987. The entire Old Showground site was sold for £2.3 million to supermarket chain Safeway. Attempts to move the cantilever stand to Glanford Park proved impractical, and discussions to sell the stand to Doncaster Rugby League Club eventually fell through, leading to its eventual demolition along with the rest of the stadium. The Old Showground's final match was a 4th Division playoff semi-final second leg match against Torquay United, which finished 1 goal apiece, with Steve Lister scoring the final ever goal at the ground. After the conclusion of Scunthorpe United's season in 1987-1988, Safeway duly demolished the ground and constructed a store on the site. Safeway were taken over by Morrison's in 2004, and then the site was subsequently sold to Sainsbury's. The site of the centre spot was previously highlighted by a plaque in front of the delicatessen counter. However, this was later removed, and all that remains of the site's former use is a plaque by the entrance of the Sainsbury's store. The highest ever attendance at the ground, come in 1956, with 19,076 people watched Scunthorpe United play against arch rivals Grimsby Town in a league fixture. Scunthorpe United's second ground, Glanford Park, was opened on the 14th of August 1988. It cost £2.5 million to build, and it was the first new purpose-built Football League stadium to be constructed in England for 33 years since Southend United moved to Roots Hall in 1955. So that concludes my video on Scunthorpe United's former home ground, the Old Showground. Now, these days Scunthorpe United have been in all sorts of trouble, and I've read that they're close to being wound up, or they're trying to find a buyer for the club, and they currently sit second bottom of the National League, and it looks highly likely that they're going to be relegated to the National League North, which is the 6th division of English football. But I remember Scunthorpe United as a football league club, and I do remember their stay in the Championship, which to me was only about 10 years ago, but hopefully they can get their club sorted out and one day we'll be back in the Football League. So anyways everyone, that's been my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below if you did. I got some more videos coming out in the very near future, so stay tuned for those. But this has been History of Football, and I'll catch us all later in the next one. Alright, tatty bye for now.